Yeah, we're still on the Beatles. This is one of my favorite parts of the entire documentary, Get Back. And that's nearly 8 hours long. This is one of those blink and you'll miss it type of moments. But this is a perfect example of why the Beatles were so great. When I was watching it and saw their childlike enthusiasm over this little toy piano that John Lennon brought in, it ain't even a piano, it's like a noise-making thing. Check out Billy Preston, the fifth Beatle. It blows his mind. And what happens next? They try and figure out a way that they can record that on the song Old Brown Shoe. And you might think that this is just some innocuous little thing, right? But no. The reason I love that so much, that's the Beatles doing Beatles stuff. Before this, not many artists thought to bring in a tin can off the street and bang on it and see what it sounded like in the recording studio. But the Beatles did. Now when people bring in a rubber ducky and squeeze it into a microphone to see what it sounds like, they doing Beatles type of stuff. The Beatles thought outside the box and constantly tried to figure out how to get weird and different sounds on recordings and have them make sense in the context of songs. As a kid growing up and learning how to play music and hearing all of these different soundscapes that the Beatles created, it opened my world to what recording artistry is. And mind you, they didn't even have the technology to do some of the ideas that the Beatles had, so engineers had to come together and figure out how to translate the Beatles' ideas into sounds. So much of modern recording technology was developed because the Beatles wanted to do stuff like this. Record weird-sounding toys. Make no mistake, the Beatles were recording artists. Like this video if you like the Beatles and like this video if you don't. Follow for more. That's the Beatles right there.